back is Roger Meason has got to the front. On the long way round, has he made it? He certainly has. Oh, Wilson now to the front. John Hiscock in third place at the moment. Glen Hough back in third place. On this bottom turn as Glen Hough comes through on the inside of John Hiscock. Gets up into third place. He's now got a battle with Roger Meason. We keep in front of Glen Hough. Roger Meason tries to stay in contention with them. To go round the top then, watch for the gap to be closed. Wait for the official is over, and where I was sitting, it looked as if Robert hung on to it. Can he hold it into that first turn? Richard Thomas has gone after him, and Richard Thomas closes the door and just gets his nose in front. Big Toes going around the outside. Bob Wilson on the got away. Rustling is moving up in third place. Big Toes been forced to stay wide. And Wilson still holding second. Western going after him. As he tries to get around the outside of Rob Wilson. Those two together for that second place. But it's Richard Thomas and Kevin Woodley who have made a much better start this time. Getting closer all the time. Rob Wilson now in third place. Russell Lang and Graham Ashby in fourth. Up to the top bend they go once more. Mick Toll again forced to go wide. Richard Thomas is holding a very tight line. But look at Mick Toll go around the outside. He's going to be forced to go wide. It might leave gaps on the inside for Rob Wilson to come through. Again tries that outside line. There's no way he can cut back underneath at the moment. He's got to stay out there if he's going to have a chance of getting past. Rob Wilson knows that as well. 30 miles, 3 in second place. For Richard Thomas and Kevin Woodley. It's a terrific second ride from the Cornish crew. Got the win there very much. Well, looks as if we're underway. 5 outfits only as they get underway. That certainly was a very quick start. Roger Meason and Steve Bailey dive into that first corner. Gary Moon and Steve Robbins missing the start but already making their way. Steve on the back for Roger Meason in front. Rob Cameron and Steve Smith in second. Russell and Paul Urich, but look at Gary Moon coming round the outside. So we really have our race on our hands in the first of the Sidecars, because he's got very quick outfits in front of him already. He's picked off Russell. He looks to be going round the outside. Cameron has got one bend. A tremendous ride from Gary Moon. He missed the start completely already. He's up to second place. So now he's got Roger Meason to catch, one of our most experienced Grasstrack Sidecar crews. Roger Meason and Steve Bailey are certainly going to take some catching. But you can see that already Gary Moon has closed the gap on him. He's up to the back wheel already. As they come out of that top end, which is where Gary Moon looks to be very quickly. He's got a very experienced crewman in front of him.
season with a big win. And look at the lineup we've got for the very first race of the day. Steve Smith goes with Rustling, Neville Penfold, Roger Mesa, Dave Steer and John Halsey. This could anywhere else be a final, but it's the first race in the sidecar competition for us here this afternoon. And Roger has made an absolutely brilliant start. He gets himself right to the front of the field, and look who he's got going after him. It's Steve Smith. Just in front of Rustling at the back of the field at the moment. But as we keep our eye on the front of the field, it's this competition between two great old exponents of the sport of sidecar racing. Roger Mesa just leading Steve Smith as they go into that top bend for the second time. John Halsey's under pressure from Dave Steer. Rustling. And Dave Steer has gone through on the inside. Well, think back to last week, those of you that went for the Ace of Aces. Remember those three that were on the rostrum? They're out here in the first race of the day. Roger Mesa got second last week. He leads at the moment. Steve Smith won the Ace of Aces, of course, and he looks like being very strong. Will it be a last bend attempt as they go into that last bend? Coming round off that pit straight. Steve trying to find a way through on the inside. Roger knows he's there. And as they go into the last bend, we watch to see what will happen on this last lap, because, well, there's a real ding-dong battle going on at the back of the field. A great roar from the crowd, but it's not over yet. They've got one more bend to negotiate as they come round off that bottom bend. Steve Smith has gone wide. Roger comes through on the inside, but Steve Smith takes it. Roger Mesa gets second. Dave Steer is in third. John Halsey in fourth. And winning that battle at the back is Rustling, who gets fifth place. So, taking up their original start positions as John Hiscock is asked by the starter to get closer to the tapes. Up go the tapes in the green. They get underway. Have they made the better start? Well, I thought they had going into that first turn, but it is Matt Tyrrell that's just about got a tyres lead as they go round that first turn. He's lost that though, as everybody goes past him going down that back straight. John Hiscock has got the lead, but Duncan Tollers went flying down that back straight. Simon Wall, I think, with an excellent piece of riding and letting him go. He knows he's come back with him underneath that turn. And those three outfits together for that second place at the moment. Well, it was a terrific ride from Simon Wall, but Duncan Tollers is fighting back again. He's got the edge going down that back straight. He really does seem to get the drive on very quickly coming out of that pit bend. John Hiscock has gone very, very wide. I don't know whether he's just tempting the outfits to have a go at him on that turn, because there has been a lot of changes on that bottom turn. Again, John Hiscock has gone wide coming out of that pit bend. Duncan Tollers trying to get the speed down the back straight. You don't want to overdo it, Russ, you'll just slide out. And John again has gone very, very wide. He's left a big, big gap on the inside. It's letting him know that you can't do that, John. He's coming through on the inside. All the hand movements going on to let John know he's got to keep it tighter. So this could be an interesting last turn, because Duncan Tollers is a lot closer. Simon Wall is looking for the outside line. He knows that if they get tangled up with each other, it could be his race, but that's a great last turn from John Hiscock. Well, some brilliant riding from John Hiscock and Nick Walters. They weren't going to leave the gaps that time. Duncan suspected they would. The gap didn't appear, and John Hiscock gets the win. It's Paul Penfold and Lisa Penfold. Oh, it indeed was a terrific start for John Halsey, Jason Glennie. Paul Penfold, I can see challenging in third place at the moment. He's got Tim Bennett just in front of him, but it's John Halsey and Jason Glennie that have got away. A great first turn, and down the back straight they go to open the lead. Tim Bennett will know that he's got somebody close to him. I wonder if he knows it's Paul Penfold. Oh, up fastly they come, and Paul and Lisa Penfold working hard, trying to find a way round Tim Bennett on a very speedway orthodox machine. They go the long way round and looking. So Paul comes up in the second. John Halsey has gone wide on that top turn as well. Well, he certainly had it all his own way until Paul had got past him. Bandit. They've got one more lap to go. John Halsey knows he's got to keep it tight, and Paul are getting close to that outside line. It's a long, hard drive around the outside. He's staying tight to the flag. It's going to be a race to the line. John Halsey and Jason Glennie got it from Paul Pinfold in second, Tim Bennett in third. Mark Edwards in fourth. But what a terrific challenge from Paul and Lisa Pinfold. Glen Hough, of course, is in there as well. And in fact, Glen Hough has again missed that gate, so again we've got the interest to see what the best of it, and Gary Jackson gets to the front. All three outfits together for that second place, nothing to separate them. Robbie Wilson has gone wide. Ivor Matthews has hung it in tight on the inside of this bottom turn. John Hiscock has stayed with him, and Ivor Matthews goes round Gary Jackson. Rob Wilson goes to the outside of Gary Jackson. Yeah, I think he can see the back. I think Gary Jackson out of this particular heat. As the action starts to close up though, Rob Wilson going for yet another win, leads, he's gone wide. Ivor Matthews is in second at the moment. Glen Hough has got through into third place in front of John Hiscock. So is Glen Hough now starting to lead this afternoon. Very experienced sidecar men. As Rob Wilson leads from Ivor Matthews in second. Glen Hough getting closer and closer to Ivor Matthews. There's one more lap to go. Simon Wall looks over his shoulder, he's seen Glen Hough there. I'm sure he'll be indicating why the Simon makes some approach in this line. He's sitting on that wall line between as he goes over the line, takes yet another win. Ivor Matthews, I'm sure, will be pleased to have managed to keep in front of Glen Hough. 5 points for his second place, and Glen Hough in third place. Start with a very impressive lineup, because sitting in grid 3, Rob Wilson and Jason Glennie. Number 92, Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott in grid 5. They get underway and they start to make the break into the first turn, and you see that Rob Wilson's tucked in there in what is second place. Paul Whitelam's made the best of that first turn though, and it is Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott that get away going down that back straight. Into the top turn for the first time. Paul Whitelam setting the pace, but the competition is very, very close to him. As they come up past me for the second time, it's Colin Blackburn that's putting the pressure on. Pete Colvin and Steve Colvin also there in close contention. They've gone very, very wide on that pit bend. Rob Wilson trying to get the advantage of that and holding it tight. But Colin Blackburn going around the outside as they go into that top turn for the second time. Paul Whitelam responds though. Turns the power back on, gets the grip on the inside. Drives up past me. Colin Blackburn desperately trying to find the space. He's been forced to stay on the outside. He's got to go the long way around that pit bend, but of course he can get the speed up if he's out there in the dirt. And down the back straight he goes, and this time he's got a much, much better angle to get into this top turn. Oh, terrific ride from number 25, Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. They got themselves to the front, but Paul Whitelam Sr. is not giving up. Rob Wilson has now got himself into that third place. Paul Johnson in the fourth. As there's one more lap to go, and this result is by no means over yet. Paul Whitelam will come back, said Colin Blackburn, I'm sure, as they go down that back straight. Rob Wilson trying to get on contention with those front two. And into the last bend they go. And Colin Blackburn's gone very wide. Colin Blackburn absolutely went wide. He's holding on to it desperately though. And he just gets the win. Well, I thought for a moment he'd given it back to Paul Whitelam. But terrific ride from Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. and this promises to be a cracking final. Not forgetting, of course, that we've got Rob Wilson on the line. We've got Ida Matthews, we've got Nicole, and Mark Edwards dives in there as well and tries to find a way through. As Tim Bennett drags everybody wide, Rob Wilson has gone with him. Ida Matthews up there in third, Mark Edwards in fourth, and Ida Matthews looking for a way through. John Halsey back in fifth place at the moment. This promises to be a great six-lap sidecar final. Rob Wilson on the outside of Ivor Matthews, trying to find a way through. Mark Edwards is right there with them. John Halsey as well is still there with them as he goes from the inside of Mark Edwards. Chases after Ivor Matthews. Comes into that bottom turn as Tim Bennett and Steve Hargrove have still got the lead. Way around the outside of Ivor Matthews. He's now looking for a way around the outside of Tim Bennett. Down the back straight he goes, and Rob Wilson noses in front. Tim Bennett comes back at him. Rob Wilson gets it again as they go into this pit turn. Rob Wilson and Tony Miles it is that are on the outside. Tim Bennett on the inside. John Halsey now turning around the outside. John Halsey has seen Rob Wilson go all the way around the outside. He makes the same decision and gets himself up in the third place. Tim Bennett fights back again, gets his nose in front. Rob Wilson and Tony Miles looking on the outside. John Halsey's getting closer and closer and closer. Now closing right up, and has he got in front of Rob Wilson? He's got himself almost in the second. Tim Bennett takes the advantage and pulls away again. He's got now Rob Wilson and John Halsey chasing him. John Halsey on the inside, Rob Wilson on the outside. Closer in the fourth line. Steve Hargrove still up there. Rob Wilson again applies the look for the outside. So as they go down the back straight, the three of them are racing together. Rob Wilson, John Halsey and Tim Bennett. And by the look of what they've got a red flag, that is absolutely incredible, because what a race we had in our hands. Tragic to see that we've got Mark Edwards out on the outside of the circuit that has gone into the course. I missed it completely. I don't know what happened.
Sheer favourites, 92 Paul Wyndham and Alan Elliott have been scoring well all day. They qualified in second place. That's the second time of asking.
Got to start, it's whether we can stay there now, isn't it? Go on, Mark, the SAR's out.
And round they come and out of the corner. You know, I think that looks like Rob Wilson, and it looks like Colin Blackburn trying to go past him. That's Rob Wilson, and Terry Saunders leading. It's tight stuff on that corner. Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders and Colin Blackburn and Carl Blythe. And is that not the Masters champion in third, or is he in fourth? No, he's in fourth. He's going to try and fight his way past whoever this is in front of him. Colin Blackburn now makes it up onto the front line. While I was watching what the others were doing, Colin Blackburn forces his way onto the front, and he pulls away from the rest of them. Rob Wilson is in second place. Rob Wilson looks like he's going down slowly. Rob Wilson just hanging on to that second. And it's all out for Labour as they come out of that corner. You can't tell me who was in front of that lot. I think Rob Winterburn from Mark Cosser. Mark Cosser moves up into the second place, I think, as they go down that back straight. No, Mark Cosser is in third. Rob Winterburn is in second. This is the last corner for the last time. This is going to decide it all. Round they come then, Colin Blackburn. Here is the going through. 48, Rod Winterburn, Rob Wilson, Paul Whitelam, and I'm not sure. Oh, Robbie Wilson.
This afternoon, and it's Colin Blackburn that's got to the front. Oh, this could be an interesting first turn as Gary Jackson.
Richard Thomas in turn, and Richard Thomas trying to close up on Colin Blackburn. And while all that goes on at the back of the field, we've got Gary Jackson and Mick Stace getting away from Roger Misa and Shane Lapper in second place. Colin Blackburn. To follow him. Oh, things not going well for Ida Matthews at the moment, but as we see the last that flag go out, he's made up one more place, so it's Gary Jackson that leads. Roger Misa in second, John Hiscock in third, Ida Matthews now in fourth place. Into the last turn they go, and it will be the checkered flag this time as they slow coming round that bottom turn. They will hold their positions, of course, so it means that Gary Jackson crosses the line with a win. Roger Misa in second in all sorts of smoke. John Hiscock in third, Ivor Matthews in fourth, and Richard Thomas in fifth.
Andrew Cleve and Dave Power. Has made a good start, but he's very, very wide. Andrew Cleve has got the advantage to go into the first bend. John Hiscock has made a good start as well. He's on the inside in second place, but look at John Halsey go down the outside. John Hiscock comes back at him, forces John Halsey to stay wide. He's sitting in second, but Andrew Cleve and Dave Power have got themselves to the front. John Hiscock still there in second. John Hiscock going into the first as they go into that top turn. He cut the path off for Andrew Cleve, and I think he's left a gap for John Halsey to go as well. John Halsey does go around the outside. He's gone wide though, and Andrew Cleve comes back at him. So Andrew Cleve forcing John Halsey to stay wide in that pit bend. John changes his mind, cuts back underneath. Tremendous bottom corner from John Halsey. Oh, he really did put Andrew Cleve into thinking he was going to go wide. He then cut back underneath him. Tremendous sidecar driving and great work from Jason Glennie on the back of that outfit. But let's not take it away from John Hiscock and Nick Walters. They are indeed going well in front of John Halsey. John Halsey's got a tight line on the inside. He's looking to enjoy that bottom bend. He does look very quick, and remember that will be the last bend towards the checkered flag. John Hiscock and Nick Walters still holding the lead. Remember, they had a win last time out. They really have obviously got the bike sorted out now to suit this circuit. Have they gone wide again? They've got a fast line. They're keeping it going. It's going to be close to the line, but John Hiscock gets it. John Halsey and Jason Glennie get second, Andrew Cleve in third. Oh, a tremendous ride from John Hiscock. And again, I just wonder, have any of you put any money on a 16-to-1 chance?
Looks like a 5-horse race, this one. Darren Trelaw and Justin Placid. Simon Moore, Kev Jones, Nick Edmonds and Paul James. Phil Bickley, Paul Silvera, the rest rise, there they go. Number 8. Phil Bickley, Paul Silvera, and again they've done no good off the start at all. Round the first turn they come then. John Hiscock getting up through there in the middle of that pack and coming out in front. He means business here this afternoon. He's going to tan them Aussies backside, he said. Like to see it, wouldn't you? Number 8, John Hiscock and Nick Walters leading them. As number 7, Nick Edmonds and Paul James lead up in the second place. John Hiscock, Nick Walters holding on to it. Simon Ward at the other end of the race there, fighting away to try and take that 5th place. Round they come then. John Hiscock and Nick Walters leading Darren Trelaw and Justin Placid. He's tanning the Aussies backside here this afternoon. Here's Darren playing with him. Round that corner they come. John Hiscock is absolutely going for it. Darren Trelaw is pushing hard in second place. John Hiscock is absolutely flying. He's out on that wide line and through on the inside. No, he's not done it yet. One more lap to go. We've got Darren Trelaw and Justin Placid pushing hard in second place. It's John Hiscock that leads. John Hiscock now going down the back straight. Can the Aussies be beaten? John Hiscock goes into the last turn. Darren Trelaw chases him in there. It's only got to come around this turn into the finish, but look at Darren Trelaw pulling up on the inside. It could be close. John Hiscock and Nick Waters take it ahead of Darren Trelaw, and just in place is the maximum man who's lost his tally. I'm sure he's still around right in front, but he has been done here this afternoon. It proves it can be done, and Nick Waters is absolutely over the moon.
Here we go then, right-hand side cars, race 38. Starfield was on the line quick, but he's fighting the inside four now that straight. Slots in 5th place. Meanwhile, out on the front line, going for gold. We have John Hiscock and Carl Bell. They've been overhauled by Gareth Winterburn. Red Malloy. Hiscock takes it back again. John Hiscock got his front wheel in front, going places. Gareth Winterburn tries the outside. Not quite getting there this time. But he's after him, and he's down that back straight, and he means business, but into the corner again they go together. John Hiscock seems to have lost it, but will Gareth Winterburn go right there? John Hiscock's back. Gareth Winterburn is right there. Only inches away, and through he goes. So down the back straight they go then. John Hiscock leading. Gareth Winterburn pushing hard all the way. And it's really nice stuff as Gareth Winterburn goes to the outside this time. He's got the long run round the outside, but can John Hiscock tuck it back underneath him? Doesn't look like he's quite going to make it. Gareth Winterburn breaks free. What a cracking race. John Hiscock won't give up yet, but Gareth Winterburn's got one hand on it, I think. There we go then, Gareth Winterburn wins, John Hiscock in second. From Mark Warren in third, Dave Penfold in fourth, having a funny 5 minutes between them.
At the moment, but only just because he's got John Hiscock and Jason Gill right on the inside of him. The 4 crews come off that bottom turn together. Tim Bennett and Steve Hargraves in the sort of form that we expected them to be earlier on this afternoon. Oh, maximum points here might be enough, but he's gone very, very wide on that top turn. Gary Jackson could see the mistake, looked to capitalise on it, but to go into that final with maximum points. Oh, might make it sure there are no errors at all, just sitting watching what's going on in front of them. All 4 here close together to get them off the top there. He's close once again, knows that John Halsey's about there somewhere as well. 1 more lap to go. Tim Bennett again has gone wide, and Gary Jackson comes through on the inside. Tim Bennett comes back at him again, those 2 outfits together. Jackson comes through, John Halsey's followed him through as well. Well, that was very intelligent riding from John Halsey and Jason Glennie.
Towards us, who's going to make the best on the start, and it's John Halsey, Rocket and Steve Smith, and Roger Meason back in 3rd place. Meason looking for 2nd place. John Halsey from Roger Meason from Steve Smith, and Steve Smith looks for the lead. It's Smith Smith down the outside, but Halsey is still there. John Halsey and Roger Measer takes the pair of them, and Steve Smith joins in the fun. So it's Roger Measer and Steve Smith, but they've come very, very wide, and John Halsey is back in front. Roger Measer in second place. Steve Smith is third, and really has a perfect overtaking manoeuvre. They lost all the ground they get. Meanwhile then, so it's John Halsey still in front. Roger Measer nibbling away at his back wheel. Steve Smith round the outside, Measer on the inside, so Measer gets the inside line. John Halsey comes out and cuts off Steve Smith. And number 17 Rustling is quite amazed by the holding appearance. So there, a tremendous sidecar race. So it's Roger Measer and Dave Harris who have now pulled away from what's become a battle for second place instead of a battle for first place. John Halsey is there, but Steve Smith's going to try the outside of him again. So John Halsey hangs on. Steve Smith is getting close to losing his third place to Russell in. Going superbly. On the far side, we look across, and it's Roger Measer and Dave Harris. Under control is Steve Smith, who's finally got in second place. John Halsey in third, and Rustling in fourth. Victory then for Roger Measer, number 2. Steve Smith in second place. John Halsey in third, and Rustling in fourth.
Has missed the start. Paul Whitelove in fact has got to the front. Richard Thomas is right there with him now, and Richard Thomas pushing hard. Paul Vickley round the outside perhaps as they go down the back straight, and Darren Trelaw starting to make his move. Looking to get round the outside of Matt Fromroller in that fourth place at the moment. So Richard Thomas in second place looking to get the lead, and Darren Trelaw through into third place already. He's now looking for second. Right on the back wheel of Richard Thomas and Kevin Woodley. They drive on hard. They've gone underneath Paul Whitelove as they go down the back straight. Paul Whitelove responds, that Richard Thomas again looks for that gap on the inside. This is tremendous sidecar racing. It all closes up once again, and Richard Thomas has only just got that lead. Now, has the gap for Darren Trelaw to come through as well. Paul Whitelove fights back and takes over the lead again as Darren Trelaw looks for a way round the outside. He's got round the outside of Richard Thomas. He's now going after Paul Whitelove. And Paul Whitelove must be wondering where it's all coming from, because he's had a battle with Richard Thomas. He thinks he's won that one, but now he's got Darren Trelaw trying to find a way through. He's certainly worked his way through. And Paul Whitelove didn't look happy with that at all as he drives in hard into that top end. He's now got Richard Thomas on the inside of him as well. But that is Australian sidecar racing at its very best. Darren Trelaw and Justin Playstead come round that bottom turn towards the checker flag. They've made it 3 out of 3. So they certainly had to work for that one.
Now what a fitting crew really that Steve Jurson was 3 times in concession, actually the 3 times winner of the Masters, and that takes some doing. The revs have certainly gone up, the tapes go up. It looks a much cleaner start this time. We're underway, and it is indeed Shane Baker that's made a brilliant start. Oh, Rob Cameron again has made a good start. He's got to the front, but Shane Baker is right up there with him. Gary Jackson around the outside. Gary Jackson has got into second. Rob Cameron has got into the front. So 3 outfits together as we go into that pit bend for the first time. You can see Steve Jurson has moved through into third place now, and going underneath Gary Jackson as well. Rob Cameron it is that leads. Gary Jackson trying to get on the inside of Rob Cameron. Steve Jurson looking to follow him through, but it's forced to go a little bit wide. Comes back underneath and looks to go underneath. Gary Jackson, riding brilliantly well at the moment. Going to that pit bend, leading from Rob Cameron and Steve Smith. Steve Jurson goes through on the inside, does he? No, Rob Cameron comes through on the inside of Gary Jackson. It was close as they went past me. Signs from Smith there telling Rob Cameron to keep it tight. He knows he's got fighting in front too as Gary Jackson again tries the wide line. Looks to go all the way around the outside, but Rob Cameron looks to have held it. Has he made any room for Steve Jurson to come through? That of course is always the problem, that if you're looking to go around the front runner, you can leave a gap for somebody to come through on the inside, and Jurson has done just that. He's got through still got it, but he knows that Jurzen is there. And Jurzen looks to come through on the inside. There's a mistake from Cameron. It's going to be close to the line, and Jurzen gets it. Oh, indeed, it was close on his first ride. You can see he's pleased with that one as his fist goes in the air going round that top bend. Keith Ward over the moon with that result.
Sada not quite happy with what he's seeing. Now he seems quite happy. Roger Misa then, right on the inside, looking to make a good start once again. Gary Moon has made a good start. Richard Jenner on the outside, though, has made a better start as Gary Moon persuades Richard Jenner to move over a little bit to make room. On the inside of Gary Moon that was leading, and indeed they went into that second bend, the pit bend at the bottom, and Dave Heath is trying to follow Roger Misa through on the inside. A good scrap between these three as Ben Heath goes through on the inside and gets in front of Gary Moon. Going into that into second spot. So now Dave Heath has got to put the pressure on Roger Misa at the front, who will be looking to go into that final with maximum scores. Dave Heath has been scoring consistently this afternoon. He made and allowed Roger Misa to come back at him. Now Gary Moon comes back through on the inside as Ben Heath makes yet another mistake on that bottom bend. No, Richard Jenner now getting in on the action as he closes up from fourth place. Roger Misa gets a checkered flag this time as they come to the line, and Roger Misa hangs on to it. Gary Moon gets second, Ben Heath gets third, and Richard Jenner is fourth. And that was it. We've got the final still to come.
And Terry Madley. 20, Roger Wynne and Ben Goddard. And number 4, Rob Wilson and Ian Whale. The winner of this will make it through to the A final. The only place to be in this is out in front when the checkered flag comes out. Unfortunately, only one man or one pair of men is likely to be there. The Supercup B final. Between 15, Ivor Matthews and Mick Stace. 19, Richard Moore and Rob Winspear. 5, Paul Whitelam and Tony Baseby. 21, Peter Lloyd and Terry Madley. 20, Roger Wynne and Ben Goddard. And 4, Rob Wilson, Ian Whale. They come to the line to do battle. Each one has just got one aim: win this race. The start is happy, he moves away, the tapes go, and Rob Wilson leaps up in the air. Ivor Matthews gets down to do business in the first turn. On the back straight they go then. Oh, I can't see through them. City binoculars. Ivor Matthews has made it to the front. Rob Wilson is going around the outside after him. There's some fast and furious stuff here on Ivor Matthews. It is that leads. He's taken a high, wide and handsome line down that back straight. Rob Wilson is the man that is in second place with Ian Whale. Ivor Matthews wants his place in the A final. Paul Whitelam bringing up the rear at the moment. It's Ivor Matthews from Rob Wilson. Ivor Matthews goes wide, and Rob Wilson is pushing hard on that new Suzuki outfit. It's coming good in the later stages. Ivor's out wide, and so is Rob Wilson, but Rob Wilson's tucking up on the inside. One more lap to go. Ivor Matthews leads it. Rob Wilson is right in there in second place. Then it's Richard Moore. Team Skeleton holding on to third at the moment. Down the back straight they go, and Rob Wilson looks like he's going to have one last attempt at it on this last turn. Ida Matthews wants to hold on to it. Rob Wilson wants to take it away from him. They come around that last turn. Ida Matthews slides in wide, and Rob Wilson powers around the outside. Rob Wilson takes it. Ida Matthews in second place. Then Team Skeleton. Then Peter Lloyd. Then the Pocket Rocket, Paul Whitelam. And Roger Wynne bringing up the rear. What a cracking race.
Can't stay with him. It's Tim Bennett that gets to the front. Kenny Hamill in second. Rob Wilson round the outside. That's a long way round. Well, indeed, when you get out in that loose, you start to lose drive, and you can see exactly what happens to Rob Wilson. This is more like the Tim Bennett we're used to seeing here at the Tunbridge circuit. He's gone away and into that top bend as Mick Taylor's been forced to go wide. He's trying to have a go. Quickly into this pit bend, pulls it sideways. You can see exactly what happens when they get in that loose on the outside. It almost stops you as if you're driving into a brick wall. Oh, this is a great ride from Tim Bennett and Steve Hargreaves. Victor has done everything he can to be in that second. For the third time. And one more lap to do as they come up past us, and Victor's getting this one. Tim Bennett knows he's there. Kenny Hamill and John Richards can only watch what's happening in front of him. And Mick Taylor stayed in tight this time. He hasn't gone for that wide out. To get back to the point this time. Mick Taylor sees the gap there. Mick Taylor goes through. Oh, that was the smallest of gaps that Mick Taylor and Tony Brady found it. They take the win. Tim Bennett and Steve Hargreaves get second. You can't take your eyes off this sidecar racing for a second, can you? Richard Thomas has gone after him, and Richard Thomas closes the door and just gets his nose in front. Mick Taylor's going around the outside. Rob Wilson got away. Rustling is moving up in third place. Mick Taylor's been forced to stay wide. Rob Wilson's still holding second. Rustling going after him as he tries to get around the outside of Rob Wilson. Those two together for that second place, but it's Richard Thomas and Kevin Woodley who have made a much better start this time. Second, getting closer all the time. Rob Wilson now in third place. Russell Lang and Graham Ashby in fourth. Up to the top bend they go once more. Mick Taylor again forced to go wide. Richard Thomas is holding a very, very tight line. But look at Mick Taylor go around the outside. He's going to be forced to go wide. It might leave gaps on the inside for Rob Wilson to come through. Tries that outside line. There's no way he can cut back underneath at the moment. He's got to stay out there if he's going to have a chance of getting past. Rob Wilson knows that as well. Tony Miles, three in second place. For Richard Thomas and Kevin Woodley. That's a terrific second ride from the Cornish crew. Got the win they very much needed.
We're away then with race 26. Gets the whole shot. Rob Wilson goes with him. Brian Partridge in third. Gareth Winterburn in fourth. All happening here at Collier Street. Bandit bringing up the rear. All right, and not exactly sort of accelerating very much away from Rob Wilson, but Rob Wilson unable to make much ground on him either. So it's tight stuff here at Collier Street. One more mile an hour in that motorcycle. They're hell for leather as they go in their corner. It's all fight stuff, and Rob Wilson takes it. And Bill Whiteland fights back on the outside. It's tight stuff down there. One's in front, the other one's in front. Into the corner they go. Paul Whiteland's been forced a little bit wide. I think that'll be Rob Wilson comes through clean on this one. Rob Wilson then. Paul Whiteland. Gareth Winterberg. Ryan Partridge. Simon Beattie bringing up the rear. Look at Paul Whitelam, he's gone back in front, he's taken it back from Rob Wilson. No love lost there, is there, between those two as they come round the last turn for the last time. The checkered flag is up. Takes it from 24 Rob Wilson in second from Gareth Winterburn. Ryan Partridge.
Gary Moon in second place at the moment. Russell for Europe, orange shirt by Christian actively looking out on that evening. Gary Jackson. By Gary Moon now for the big goal. For big goal is looking for Gary Moon's spare out there. I know that Gary Moon built this out in the order of the party. Not giving up his work. The gap is getting very, very close.
Across to you for race 32, the last race of the afternoon, the Sidecar Grand Final.
Well, I thought the Sidecar B final was good. We've seen it yet again. A fantastic burn-up final for the solos. We've only got one more race to go, but it promises to be equally as good. The lineup for this year's 1990 burn-up grand final in the Sidecar field. On the inside grid, I'm looking in my program, but looking across the line, I can see that Steve Smith has actually pulled the outside grid. It's Steve Smith and Keith Wall. Also coming to the line is Alan and John Bird, rustling and Paul Urich. But already we're underway. We pick up those six as they come round, because you can see already that we've got the lead with last year's winner, Steve Smith and Keith Wall. Roger Meester and Steve Bailey right there with them though. As you can see, we've got the front three being Steve Smith and Keith Wall, Roger Meester and Steve Bailey, Paul Urich and rustling there in fourth place in the pink and blue leathers, coming through on the inside of Alan and John Blewett. But Steve Smith almost locking up in the centre of that pit bend. Roger Meester now right up behind him as they go into this top bend for the second time. Rustling and Paul Urich have now moved through into third place in front of Alan and John Blewett. But it looks like the action's going to be right at the front between Steve Smith and Roger Meester. Roger Meester at the moment back there in second place, but it's Steve Smith and Keith Wall that lead. They'll be looking perhaps for Steve Smith to make a mistake on either of the bends. A little bit of an error there from Roger Meester, but he's managed to recover from it well. He goes in very, very quickly into that top bend. Gets extremely close through Steve Smith as they get round the middle of that top bend. Down the back straight is Steve Smith and Tim Wall. I'm even putting his father on there. It's Keith Wall, of course, that's leading at the moment. Roger Meester gets very, very close once again on that pit bend. They start to go wide. Oh, there's certainly some very determined riding from both of those Sidecar crews at the front. Rustling and Paul Urich still there in third place, watching what's happening in front of them, knowing that on that back wheeler once again. This time he's still following around that top bend and down the back straight. They get closer again. Remember where Roger Meester saw the hole last time? This was on the entrance to that pit bend. This time it's not going to be there. I feel sure that Steve Smith will have closed that gap. Roger Meester knows that. He's gone wide on the entrance to the bend. Tries to cut back in on the exit coming through. Very, very close once again as they come past us. A change in positions as Paul Pinfold now gets in on the action. He's come through into third place and Paul Pinfold recovering well from the back of the field, coming through into third. It's going to be very, very close on the last bend. Steve Smith is still there in first place with Keith Wall. They still hold it, but Roger Meester going around the outside, locks it almost sideways. Russell Lynn comes into contact with him, and indeed all of those outfits doing well to cover from that last bend. It was very, very tight, and indeed got so close on that last bend. But I think you'll agree, they all done extremely well to hang on to those outfits. That's how close it got. The winners, let's not take it away from them. It was Steve Smith and Keith Wall, last year's winners. They said they were going to retire at the end of this season, and what a way to go out.
Track preparation, we will go straight on with the action as quickly as we can for the semi-finals and finals. No more track preparation. We'll be getting this heat up, last heat of the big chair, the last one of Steve Colvin made us superstar. Colin Blackburn goes for in a second. It's Peter Lloyd who's got the third, but Peter Lloyd round the edge of Colin Blackburn, locks it up and lost full of ground there. Colin Blackburn goes through on the inch of Colvin. These two locked together for first and second place, and Gareth Winterman's gone through on the inch of Peter Lloyd. They're going to be four abreast coming out of that top corner. The first place is Colin Blackburn on the inside. That second place, Winterman trying to get back through on the inside. Peter Lloyd back in fourth place and looking to improve upon that fourth place. They go to the back straight once again. They're locked together for second and third, and Gareth Winterman's gone through on the inside of Colvins and moved through into second place as Colin Blackburn leads. From Gareth Winterman in second, Colvins have got the third. Peter Lloyd is in fourth place. Again, the two of them. Winterburn in second, Colvins in third, Lloyd is in fourth place. Mick Payne in position number 5, Quarter back in fifth place. They go up the back straight once again, Colin Blackburn and Carl Pureg stolen a march at the front in the start of the last qualifying heats for the 1000cc sidecars. Out of that top corner they come, and he lost that flag hang on to third. Peter Lloyd is in third, Payne is in third, and Gareth Winterman just a bite. Then on Colin Blackburn now as they go off the back straight once again. Colin Blackburn on the inside, Gareth Winterman making a move around the outside. They're going to be locked together going into that top corner on lap number 4. Colin Blackburn holds the inside line. Winterman trying to find a way through on the inside. Can Winterman get through on the inside? Just taking it from Winterman's got the second, Colvin in third, Lloyd in fourth. Super. Lots going there. Another brilliant race of sidecar action in race number 27.
Sidecar final turn, no chance to introduce the line-up to but as we get underway, straight away, Robinson is down the front. Robinson and Tony Miles, who already have had a tremendous ride here this afternoon. They'll be getting quicker and quicker, and they've got the lead as they go down that back straight. Joining them in this race is Steve Smith and Dave French, who've gone straight through on the inside of Roger Meester, who looks to have problems. John Woolsey's in third place at the moment. He comes around that bottom bend. He's got in front of Roger Meester as well. Gary Jackson now moving through. Roger Meester has definitely his problems. At the back of the field is moved through in front of Roger Meester. Tremendous achievement for Lee to be in this final, and I'm sure he'll be glad just to be out there amongst this sort of company. But as we see him going down into this pit bend, it is Will Wilson and Tony Miles, who were probably devastated last weekend that they couldn't defend their Ace of Aces title laid down in 1995. But they've come here with a very determined mood about them. They know they perform well over the years on this boarding circuit. Will has been a year for them. They go down the back straight, still leading from Steve Smith and Dave French, who've been getting quicker and quicker as the afternoon's going on. And let's not forget Gary Jackson, he's back there in fourth place, and he's trying to get round the outside of John Woolsey. He's got much closer to him as he's doing. I think the gap between first and second is closed. Steve Smith is getting closer and closer. He's gone for the outside line. Robbie Armstrong getting closer, and Steve Smith closes right in on Rob Wilson as he goes into this top end. John Harvey's still there in third, but it's a challenge for first that we've got to run. 9 Rob Wilson, he picks up an enormous amount of drive in this top end, this close as they come by me. Rob Wilson just picks the power on, turns in front of him to go through that last lap, and then around that top end, goes down the back straight. Look at the power that Steve Smith has put. The people standing in front of me, I think, have already made the decision. But what personal finish did you have? Steve Smith absolutely flying in those last closing laps, and indeed, he wanted that burn-up title. So we've got the best of the bunch in races 6 and 7 in their first leg. I'm in grid 1, Mick Tyrrell. Grid 2, Dave Steer. Grid 3 is Gary Jackson. Grid 4 is Duncan Tolhurst. Grid 5, Rob Wilson. And grid 6, Lee Ray. Who's done the most work over the close season? It's got many wins, it's got many bikes. We'll watch to see them come past for the first time as they get underway into the to the start. Dave Steer locks into second place as they go into that first turn. Gary Jackson in third at the moment. And Mick Tyrrell, in fact, was left on the start with a 5 out. So if Mick does get the bike going, comes past us, but we stay with the action at the front of the field. And Rob Sharrock still there in second place. Gary Jackson now under pressure from Rob Wilson as Rob Wilson goes a long way round. He doesn't make it this time, but he shuts Gary Jackson on. Rob Wilson again has a go around the outside. Rob Wilson for Dave Steer, and Rob Wilson has got his nose in front as he goes into the middle of that top turn. Now he goes after Duncan Tolhurst. He's certainly made this one hard work, but he's certainly closer and closer to Duncan Tolhurst. He's gone very wide on that bottom two. A very quick line on this top turn. He's going around the outside of Duncan Tolhurst. Terrific ride from Rob Wilson. Duncan reacts though. Comes back underneath him. Puts the power on. Going up the outside. Stays on the outside of him. He's going to make a challenge to the line, I'm sure. Coming up. Terrific Sidecar. 1,000 CCs underway this afternoon. What a great fight from Rob Wilson. Terrific start to the afternoon's racing. Into that second place as they go into this bottom bend. Rob Wilson trying to work his way through. Still Roy Spreadbury's got that second spot. Steve Smith on the outside of him there. Rob Wilson on the inside. Well, Ivan Matthews and CHO. Second place. Steve Smith trying to work his way through. Scott third and now he's looking for that second place. Rob Wilson closing again. Phil Pittman pushing Rob Wilson along as well. Around past me for the second time, and Ira Matthews and Peter Jones looking to make it 3 rides and 3 wins. That's at the back of the field. Up into 4th place, but it's a terrific scrap for that 2nd, 3rd and 4th place. Roy Spreadbury and Steve Kitchener still got that 2nd at the moment, but Steve Smith never letting them get away. Into the last lap they go, and as Ivan Matthews and Peter Jones pull away, it's going to be this battle for 2nd place, and it's going to be perhaps a bit more interesting as we go into this top end. Steve Smith still desperately trying to get that 2nd. Roy
capitalise on it on that top bend. As he goes into the pit bend, he looks perhaps lined up to go for a tight exit of this bottom bend. It's not going to be. Matthews takes the win. Lewis Bradbury takes second. Steve Smith in third. Will Pittman in fourth. And Rob Wilson in fifth. So, five riders in fact to the line. John Hiscock the last to join them. Well, they get underway and John Hiscock's made a very good start. Rob Wilson has missed it on the start line. You can see Paul Whitelam trying to work his way through on the inside, but John Hiscock has got the speed on round that first bend and he goes down the back straight, pulling away from Paul Whitelam in second. Mark Simmons is tucked in there in third place as he pushes Paul Whitelam along. Rob Wilson's had to pull off into the centre green. But it's John Hiscock that leads from Paul Whitelam in second. Mark Simmons has now got the battle on with Paul Whitelam in that second place. This could push both of them on to challenge John Hiscock, but hopefully while the battling's going on for second and third, John Hiscock and Gareth Thomaston will be able to get away. A bit tight on that bottom turn. They know there's been problems for other crews in coming out of that turn. Paul Whitelam is now looking for a way through on the inside, and there's a big gap there that he's gone through. Mark Simmons tries to follow him as well as they both go around that top end. John gets the speed back on again now as he challenges down that back straight. Mark Simmons locks up as John Hiscock closes the door on him going into that bend. It all gets very tight. It's last lap flag this time. Paul Whitelam is up there in front. Mark Simmons now looks to have the race line as he goes into that pit bend for the third time. And Mark Simmons it is that holds that second place. Will he make a challenge on Paul Whitelam in this last turn? He drives hard down the back straight. But Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott do drift wide in fact on that bottom turn, and Mark Simmons has come through on the inside of him. It's going to be tight. Oh, that really was tight. I'm not sure whether Paul Whitelam took a gamble of going out on the deeper dirt to get some drive to the finish, but if it was that, then exactly where it was. Maximum points, 14, 2 points ahead of number 1, Steve Smith, and number 51, Roger Visa. Well, we get a chance to see Steve Smith and Keith Wall in this one. As they get underway, they're right on that inside gate, and they've not made the best of it by the look of it. Well, it's Alan and John Blewett that have actually made a good start. That's something that we get used to with Alan and John Blewett making tremendous. I'm sure a lot of eyes will be on that very colourful outfit of Steve Smith and Keith Wall. They're back in the bunch of the pack. And it gets very close coming out of that pit bend. Oh, Rustling and Paul Urich look to have got it much better this time. They've stayed ahead of the two. This Steve Smith. Outside line around Alan and John Blewett. It's a long way round, but it looks as if Steve Smith has actually managed to achieve it on that bottom bend. He's going after Mick Cave as well. Well, Rustling still holding that lead, but again Steve Smith is having to do things the hard way. He's been forced to go wide. Mick Cave and Mick Cave holding off now as he goes into this pit bend. Will he be tucking in behind Mick Cave and Mick Stace? That's the decision he's taken, and Mick Cave has actually held a brilliant tight line once again. Well, you can see exactly what happened there. Mick Cave has held up Steve Smith, and now Steve is under pressure again. Steve Smith has got there on the inside of him though. We've got three outfits together as they go into that pit bend, and it looks as if it is Mick Cave that suffered the worst of it as they come to the checkered bag, because Steve Smith has got second, Phil Pittman has got third place, and that was some brilliant sidecar racing for that second place. So as they line up, Rob Wilson is in the centre of the gate. Next to him is Andrew Cleve and Dave Power. Starter moves away. Big Cave has made a better one though, and it's Big Cave that shows as they go into the first turn. So Rob Wilson in second at the moment. Andrew Cleve is looking for that second, and he's got through in the second. Paul Bickley follows him through as well as they go down the back straight, and it's Paul Bickley right on the back wheel of Andrew Cleve, but Mick Cave and Mick Stace have got away. Mick Cave and Mick Stace leading on the inside. Rob Wilson's gone a long way around on the outside. He's put up into the third place, I think, as they go into that pit bend. He stayed wide, he stayed right on the outside. It can be a fast line, and he gets the fast line going down the back straight and gets himself into third. Gary Jackson has moved through as well into 5th place, but it's the first 4 that we're watching as Mick Cave is coming under pressure from Andrew Cleve. Rob Wilson staying wide and Andrew Cleve just pushes him back by. Rob Wilson moves into second, can he hold it? Andrew Cleve comes back at him. They both close up on Mick Cave. Mick Cave has slowed. Rob Wilson stays wide, and as they go down the back straight, he has to settle with 3rd place again. Looks to challenge again as he goes into that bottom turn. Mick Cave and Mick Stace still holding it. Andrew Cleve tries to get through on the inside. Those two looking up, and Rob Wilson's going to get all the way around the outside of both of them as they lock themselves up, and Andrew Cleve has seen the gap. Robbie leaves a gap on the inside. Andrew Cleve goes for it, but Rob Wilson comes back at him as they go down the back straight. Tremendous heat this one as Rob Wilson has got himself into the front, but Andrew Cleve is on the inside. Rob Wilson on the outside. They come to the line and Rob Wilson gets it. Andrew Cleve in second. Mick Cave, I think, has crossed the line in third, but what a tremendous race. Expecting better things from. He knows he scored badly in his first ride. He's got to get some better points this time. Chris Winterburn, of course, had that win first time out. He's in grid 3. John Hiscock had a second. He's in grid 2. And Rob Wilson right over there on grid 1. He had a 3rd place. So a big entry in the 1000cc sidecars. A lot to be sorted out during the 4 legs at the point score. So looking at the Steve Sis situation, he could perhaps make things up, because of course other riders will take points off each other. Oh, they get underway. Rob Wilson's made a good one on the inside. Has he just done enough to get in front? I don't think he has, as they disappear into the bright sun. Trying to make out as they go out down that back straight. I can see Steve Smith sitting there in 3rd place, Richard Thomas in 2nd. And it is Paul Johnson that's got the break coming around off that bottom turn. Paul Johnson with the lead, then Richard Thomas in 2nd, Steve Smith in 3rd. It's all very, very close between those 3. They get even closer going to that top, but Rob Wilson's got in there as well. Rob Wilson comes through on the inside and gets up into 3rd place. Steve Smith comes back at him though, and he gets that 3rd place back. Those two together, as they've got Richard Thomas in 2nd and Paul Johnson with the lead. So Paul Johnson trying to keep it tight. Richard Thomas breathing down his exhaust pipe, tries to find a gap going into that top bend once again. And Rob Wilson's elected to go around the outside, and he gets to drive off that top bend. Richard Thomas goes past. They go together into this bottom turn, all 3 of them together. Paul Johnson getting Rob Wilson attacking him from the outside, Richard Thomas on the inside, and Richard Thomas has got his nose in front. Paul Johnson still there in 2nd, Rob Wilson going after that 2nd place. And Richard Thomas and Clive Stoneman it is that have got the lead. Rob Wilson attacks once again, and Paul Johnson in all sorts of trouble. He locks it sideways. Steve Smith comes through, and Steve Smith gets up into 3rd. And again it changes, they go in that bottom turn. There was connections there in that bottom turn, but Richard Thomas gets the win. Oh, that was Rob Winterburn, in fact, that was fighting his way through at the back there. Remember, he had a win first time out. Wow, what an incredible heat that turned out.
has already had a win and a second place. He's on 12 points. We have 3 crews on 12 points. Look at the scrap between Gary Jackson and John Halsey. Goes into second and he looks to be going after Tim Bennett. John Halsey won't be wanting to lose pace with them at all. He'll stay right there with them as they go down the bank straight. All 3 outlets drive into that bottom turn. Tim Bennett and Steve Hargreaves at the moment unaware of the battle that's going on behind them. Once again, he knows that well, Gary's trying to concentrate on getting past Tim Bennett. He'll possibly leave gaps for him to come through. And John Halsey drives around the outside of Gary Jackson and flies into second, or does he? Well, he slows up and pulls it back in tight, hoping that Gary Jackson to go. Gary Jackson has stayed tight, and again John Halsey pushes wide and drives hard down that back straight. Gary Jackson pulls it in slightly, means that John Halsey goes up in the second. Again, Tim Bennett will not be aware of what's going on behind him, and he's just going for the tremendous sidecar racing. I wonder what was going on behind him as he came across the line. John Halsey pushing for the win, but he most importantly got a good second place.
Into that first turn. They're all ganging up behind him though. He's got John Halsey and Jason Glennie right on his back wheel. Duncan Tolhurst is trying to come through as well. He's gone up into third in front of Paul Whitelum. Duncan Tolhurst gets very, very close to John Halsey, looking for a way through. John Halsey looks to go around the outside of Paul Whitelum. Is looking for a way through on the inside, and he's found one. Duncan Tolhurst and Nicky Owen go through on the inside. Paul Bickley's still there in second. John Halsey's still there in third. And John Halsey's looking for a way through on the inside of Paul Bickley. Up into second place. He'll want to not let Duncan Tolhurst get away from him. He wants to get through into that second as quick as he can. And he's closed right up on Duncan Tolhurst already. Looking at coming through now as well as he goes up close to the back wheel of John Halsey. Leaving no room at all for Paul Bickley. And it's all changed in that top corner. Or is it? Well, Paul Bickley's gone very, very wide on the outside of the circuit. He crosses back across, and I think he might have connected with the boards on the far side. So it's all changed because we've now got Paul Whitelum up in second place. Look at Rob Wilson coming through as well. Rob Wilson has got up into third place. Remember, he won the B final. He's done the hard work. He knows this circuit. Down the back straight they go. Rob Wilson up in third place. Paul Whitelum is beginning to fight on the back wheel of Duncan Tolhurst now, as it's again not all over because they've still got 2 laps to go. And Nicky Owen still there in the lead. Closing all the time is Paul Whitelum in second place. Ivan Matthews is starting to move through as well now. He's up in the 4th place. Across the far side we look again. As indeed Rob Wilson has closed right up on Paul Whitelum. It's all coming together again in this bottom turn. Duncan Tolhurst is riding a fabulous ride. Look at Paul Whitelum. He's determined to get a big win under his belt sooner rather than later. He's got close to Duncan Tolhurst. He's looking for a way through. Rob Wilson knows what he's doing, and Rob Wilson goes round the outside. Rob Wilson is now attacking all the way around the outside. He's looking to have a go at Duncan Tolhurst as well. Into that bottom bend goes Rob Wilson. It's a long way round. It's hard work. He's got a long way to go. And Duncan takes it. Paul Whitelum in second and Rob Wilson in third. John Halsey in fourth. Ivan Matthews in fifth. What an absolutely tremendous sidecar final. You didn't know whether Duncan was going to be able to hang on to it. The early leader, Paul Bickley, unfortunately hitting problems on the far side. An absolutely tremendous sidecar final. It looked for a minute there as if Rob Wilson was going to steal the show. That Australian crew is, of course, the defending champions, Darren Treloar and Justin Playstead. the marshal's calling them into line. Remind you, of course, that Rob Wilson decided to take gate 1. He's hoping for a quick start. Get to the corner first, get it in tight, lock it all up, slow everybody down, and then chase away down that back straight. That's the theory, but he's got a very quick starter next to him in gate 2, in the hands of Darren Treloar and Justin Plaisted. Ivor Matthews and Tony Miles, who've done it the hard way. They've got through the B final into this big A final. John Halsey and Jason Glennie, third top point scorers. The best of the starts. Darren Treloar gets into the lead as he goes into that pit bend for the first time, but it's Rob Wilson that's right there with him in second place. Problems for John Halsey as he slows coming out of that bend. Matt Fromroller has come through into second place. Matt Fromroller is going for the lead, and Matt Fromroller has got there. Matt Fromroller comes through into the front. It's Matt Fromroller and Andy Wilson lead as they go into the pit bend into the second lap. They've got the brake on Darren Treloar and Justin Plaisted. Down the back straight they go. Darren Treloar tries to get to grips with it. Rob Wilson has moved back into third place. There's a gap opening up between second and third. 3 round pits together fighting for third. But Matt Fromroller and Andy Wilson, they lead at the moment as they go round that top bend. Darren Treloar doesn't look to be able to do anything about it at the moment as they go down that back straight. There is a gap. The gap is getting bigger between first and second. Darren Treloar and Justin Plaisted can do nothing about it. Matt Fromroller and Andy Wilson see the last lap flag as they come past us this time. They're still leading as they go third place. He can't close the gaps either. But can Matt Fromroller, the surprise package, the 50-to-1 chance on this first round, can they do it as they come round off that bottom bend in towards the checkered flag this time? They just got to keep it together as they come off that bottom bend. They've done it! They've done it! Matt Fromroller and Andy Wilson, the absolute surprise package. They've won round 1 of the Sidecar Supercup.
Jolly well go then, the right hand side goes. Rob Wilson gets the home shot. Rob Wilson's down there first. Mark Cossett, a double Masters champion, is going through on the inside, and who's that? Upsetting them in the middle. A beautiful sandwich. They go down the back straight, and Rob Wilson is right back in there, and Mark Cossett has dropped down to third. It's Paul Whitelam who's moved into second. It's all tight stuff here at Collier Street. Mark Cossett comes into second, Paul Whitelam dropping to third. Simon Beattie is in fourth. Paul Hebden in fifth. And Rob Wilson gets it all crossed up and loses it to Mark Cossett. Mark Cossett enters that turn just a little bit faster and puts a bike's length between him and Rob Wilson. It's all systems go here. Rob Wilson comes through on the inside. Mark Cossett in second and Paul Whitelam in third. It could be any of their races. You never know what's going to happen. Paul Whitelam goes up into second place ahead of Mark Cossett. Paul Whitelam goes ahead of Rob Wilson. It's all happening here at Collier Street. Mark Cossett comes up against Rob Wilson now. Rob Wilson turns the throttle hard. Paul Whitelam harder. As they come past here, Paul Whitelam's in the lead. Mark Cossett in second. Mark Cossett's got problems. I think he got it all screwed up and sliding there, and he's dropped back into third place, and Paul Whitelam's making the most of it as they enter the last turn for the last time. The checkered flag is being made ready. They come round there, and it's 92. In second, Mark Cossett, and Dan Crawford in third, with Simon Beattie and Dave Vidler in fourth, and bringing up the rear is Paul Hebden.
So this one's really going to sort the points out, and remember that we've seen some great starts from the outside gates. They stay wide going into the bend, and Gary Moon gets away very well indeed. Well, it all closes up and exactly the same things happen. It's those two outside gates have got themselves to the front, and the bunch comes together in the middle of that first bend, and they sort themselves out going down that back straight as Gary Palmer has got himself to the front as they go round that second turn. Colin Blackburn is on the inside of him. Gary Jackson trying to go around the outside, but it's still Gary Palmer with Colin Blackburn on the inside of him. Steve Smith now trying to get on the action as Gary Jackson tries to get through as well. Gary Jackson has got through. Problems for Gary Palmer. That was a tremendous start for Gary, but he's hit problems and pulls off into the centre green. Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. have got the lead, but only just from Gary Jackson and Carl Pugh. Steve Smith and Carl Squirrel watching what's going on in front of them as Gary Jackson tries to go wide. Colin Blackburn tries to respond, but he's lost the drive coming out of that top bend. Gary Jackson took advantage. He got the wheels in line a lot quicker and he drove down that back straight. Oh, let's just see what happens as they come round past me. Colin Blackburn got out of it. Steve Smith is under pressure from Rob Wilson. And Rob Wilson has got a lot to do because he's got three riders battling it out in front of him. He's going to try though. He goes round the outside and Rob Wilson is now moving. Rob Wilson goes right the way around the outside and into second place as he goes into this last bend. It will be the checkered flag this time as they come towards us. And he's only got Gary Jackson in front of him and that's how it's going to stay. Gary Jackson gets the win. Rob Wilson does make up places and get himself into second. He had to work for that one. So obviously you can see the clothes pegs being removed from the outfits. They were actually the draws for gate positions. First qualifying getting first choice. And they've all lined up. We watch to see, remember the winner of this B final goes into the A final. And away they go. Richard Thomas has made a good start, but John Hiscock on the inside looks to have made the best of the starts. And John Hiscock it is that gets to the front. Four outfits together as they come round that first turn for second place, and John Hiscock is now under pressure. Oh, they start to drive hard into that bottom turn. Three outfits together as they go round that bottom turn, and it's all change at the front. John Hiscock fights back though. Ian Lee Amos on the outside, Robert Richardson Winterburn on the inside. So they all know the importance of this one. A win in this one means they get a chance at the A final. John Hiscock fighting every inch of the way. Rob Winterburn on the inside of it. Ian Lee Amos is not out of contention. Richard Thomas is sitting there in fourth place as well. He can see what's going on in front of him. And as they come round that bottom turn, John Hiscock and Nick Waters look to have the measure of it. Rob Winterburn trying desperately to find his way through on the inside. Loses out again going into that turn, but he's up alongside him as they go round that pit turn. He's up alongside him and he loses the drive coming out of the turn, so John Hiscock comes back at him. And as they sort themselves out going down that back straight, it is Rob and Tristan Winterburn that have got the lead from John Hiscock and Nick Waters, but John Hiscock's found a way through on the inside. John Hiscock gets through on the inside. He's got the lead back again. He knows he's got to hold it for one more lap. He's forced Rob Winterburn to go round the outside on the wide line on that pit turn. And John Hiscock looks to have the advantage as he goes down the back straight. Rob is coming back at him though. Rob's gone the long way round. It's going to be on this last turn, the two outfits together as they go into that last turn. It's checkered flag this time. This means a place in the final. It looks like being John Hiscock. John gets there. Rob and Tristan Winterburn very, very close to them. But John Hiscock and Nick Waters. Oh, what a tremendous B final.
Kenny Hamill and John Richards with no power on. They've asked the starter to hold everybody up while they get it restarted. Quickly get the machinery going. So as they come towards the line, this is the last of the qualifying heat. They get underway, and Duncan Solis has missed the start again. So he's right up the top of the point scoring chart. Richard Thomas has got to the front on that first. Kenny Hamill and John Richards, but Paul Johnson comes through. Paul Johnson goes through into third place. So Richard Thomas and Kevin Woodward with the lead at the moment. It's a wide line on that bottom bend. It's very quick, but it's a long way round. Well, Mark Edwards is trying the outside now. He's looking for an outside line. So he's realised no gap being left on the inside by this. Drives hard round this bottom bend. It's the last lap flag for them this time as they come round. Richard Thomas and Kevin Woodward would be finding a way into the final with a win here as they go round that top bend. Switch to the inside and it's going to be close to the line, but Richard Thomas does it. Mark Edwards in second, Kenny Hamill in third. Well, that really was a brilliant ride for Richard Thomas and but now he's got there, he looks very determined to hang on to it. Rob Wilson still pushing hard in that third place. Don't steer, losing those front runners a little bit in third place. Matthews has lost on that bottom turn. There's problems for Ivor Matthews, and as they come to the line, Gary and Steve Wright take it. Finish. I can only assume it's either a puncher or somebody a bit more serious with the plane. Ivor Matthews has done just caught here at something. Something mechanically went wrong in the middle of that bend. They've done really well to hang on to that outfit, I think you'll agree.
Now they're finishing on the same number of points and the same positions, i.e. the same results. These two to the front of the line, Steve Smith and Colin Blackburn, are fighting for the last qualifying place in the A final. The winner of this runoff gets the place in the A final. The loser goes in the B final. So as they get underway, that's what they're fighting for. The winner, a place in the A final automatically. The loser, he will definitely definitely go in the B final, but remember that also in the B final the winner takes the last place in the A final. So somebody could have an awful lot of work to do tonight out of one of these two. Smith had the better of it to start with, but it looks like Colin Blackburn has gone around the long way and got himself around the outside. Steve Smith on the inside has got the work to do, as Colin Blackburn right away around the outside has kept the speed on and goes down the back straight, looking comfortable. But Steve Smith is still there, he's still close. Remember, there's quite a big prize on this one. If you're the loser in this, you've got 2 more rides if you're going to make it to the A final. The winner automatically into that A final. They get close going into the top turn. Steve Smith is right on the back wheel of Colin Blackburn. He must know that he's there. Steve Smith tries the outside. Is he going to throttle off? Is he going to go the long way round? Is he going to stay on the board? He's gone really the long way round. Colin Blackburn knows he's gambled. He knows he's quick. He knows he's got to keep him out there as he goes into this pit bend. He's holding the inside line, but he's got to be fast enough and wide enough to make sure that Steve Smith really can't get around it. Steve Smith's done it! Steve Smith goes all the way around the outside and has got himself in front. He knows that this will need a place in the A final. He's almost locked it up. Colin Blackburn comes back at him. It's going to be close to the line. Who's going to make it? Colin Blackburn! Oh, a tremendous sidecar race between these two. The line judges stood next to me. I wouldn't want to make the call. It was tight. It was tight. And the prize, very big. Well, Andrew Cleve gets second choice of gate. Going to make it into that A final. The only place that's important is that first place, but I should add to that really that remember it's points all the way through the competition. Andrew Cleve has made a tremendous start on the inside. So Andrew Cleve and Dave Powell get to the front. Ivor Matthews is in second place at the moment, but it's Andrew Cleve that drives down that back straight. Mick Cave has made a good first turn. He's up into third place. Ivor Matthews pushing hard on Andrew Cleve as they get into that bottom turn. They'll try to sort out where the best lines are as they come round these early laps. But at the moment, it's all about whether anybody can catch Andrew Cleve. It's all getting very tight for that third, fourth and fifth place. But Ivor Matthews has got his work cut out. He's getting closer to Andrew Cleve and he's gone through! Ivor Matthews has got through in front of the Australian champion Andrew Cleve, and at the moment it's Ivor that's going through into that A final. Ivor Matthews holds a good tight line on that bottom turn. Andrew Cleve tries to come back at him. He's forced to go wide on that pit bend. He's gone wide, but he's left a big gap. Now will that mean he's quick coming down that back straight? He locks back in again, gets his wheels in line as quick as he possibly can, drives hard down that back straight. There's a real good scrap going on for that third, fourth and fifth place, but all eyes, I'm sure, are on whether Ivor Matthews can hold it. He looks over his shoulder. One more lap to go. Where's the attack on the top? Andrew Cleve closes up on him. He's not gone wide this time. He's followed him round that bottom turn. He stayed close to him as he goes down the back straight. He's looking to make a challenge. Ivor Matthews holds it just as they go into this pit turn. Now comes the challenge. Andrew Cleve drives through on the inside. He's locked his way through. Ivor Matthews comes back at him. It's going to be close. Well, I don't think Tony Miles is very happy about that at all, but Andrew Cleve got his way through. That is sidecar racing at its very best. Andrew Cleve wanted to get his way through. he found a way through. Tony Miles, you can see, is not happy at all at the moment. Oh, we will wait to see whether there is anything said, but at the moment, the results I will give you as soon as we've collated them. The Grand Sidecar final, and I think that is a wonderful description. A grand final we've got in prospect. The lineup includes Ivor Matthews and Peter Jones, Steve Smith and Keith Wall, Roger Misa, Shane Lapham, Neville Penfold, Paul Randall, John Halsey, Tony Miles, and rustling is the last competitor as they line up. They get underway, and as they come past me for the first time, although Roger Misa has got to the front, we've got 5 outfits together going into that first bend. Have got away. They of course have won this title the most times over the years. You might remember back to 1986, 87, 88 when they took this title. Well, Ivor Matthews and Peter Jones, they've been brilliant this afternoon. They're in second place at the moment. Because Ivor Matthews has gone for the lead, and Roger Misa has spun it round. He completely demolishes a straw barrel, and as you watch Ivor Matthews go past him, he in fact joins the race circuit again, but he's got rustling now switching in front of him. Paul Randall move up into second place. Steve Smith has still got a lot of work to do. He's working his way through the field. But Ivor Matthews and Peter Jones look to be in such tremendous form this afternoon. Look at Steve Smith come through that pack as well. As he's come out of that bottom bend, he's got himself up into second place. Still Neville Penfold and Paul Randall hold that third spot. But as we watch Ivor Matthews and Peter Jones come past us, really the battles are all for that second and third place. Still the battle is not won as Roger Misa now tries to go for third. Steve Smith closing and closing all the time. Looks as if he stamped his authority on this event. Still a battle for that third place as we see the last lap flag go out this time as they come round. Steve Smith getting closer and closer as we go into the climax of this race. Steve Smith closes all the time. He's got one more lap to do. They've got it on the edge right to the end of the final. It's going to be close to the line. Steve Smith goes to the inside line. It's going to be close, but Ivor Matthews does it. Oh, what a tremendous effort from Steve Smith. You can never write that crew off, can you? All the battles that went on in front of them, the hard work it was to come around the rest of the field, a very confident field indeed. They fought hard, they allowed Ivor Matthews to get away from them while all that battling was going on. Brilliant riding from Ivor Matthews and Peter Jones, proving once again why they deserve to be the British Masters champions for night. Simmons and Kevin Woodley, so a couple of gaps. Colin Blackbourne's got a lot of track to himself as they get underway. Paul Whitelam has made a good start. Matt Tyrrell tries to get back on the speed once again. He's closed down on the Friday bunch at the front, but it's all very, very close, and Dave Steele's gone through to the front. Dave Steele's got through to the front as they go round that first bend and down the back straight. Around this bottom turn they come with Dave Steele and Simon Beanie leading for Paul Whitelam, but only just. Mark Costa has come through on the inside and got up in the second place. And Mark Costa has got in front of Paul Whitelam as they go in that top zone. He's closing on Dave Steele. Oh, Mark Costa has got into this final with some brilliant rides this afternoon, and he's now right up there in second place. And he does look to be challenging Dave Steele. Dave Steele looking very, very quick indeed. Paul Whitelam goes very wide. Paul Whiteland's trying to go around the outside, and again Cossell looked fast going into that pit bend. You can see Paul Whiteland thought he'd overcooked it. He looked for a gap on the inside, and Dave Steer and Simon Beanie know that Mark Cossell is there. They know that Mark Cossell and Nick Wilson might make an attempt in this last turn, but they put it sideways. Paul Whiteland is trying to come through on the inside, and Paul Whiteland looks for second place. Dave Steer gets it. Paul Whiteland in second, Mark Cossell in third. Tremendous Sidecar racing, and just one more lap to go as they come down that back straight. Dave Steer's still in, and Mark Cossell's got Paul Whiteland again. Those two together as they go into that bottom 10. Mark Cossell on the inside is going for Dave Steer as well as he comes to the line. It's very, very close, they're almost touching. Dave Steer gets it. Mark Cossell in second, and Paul Whiteland in third. Well, we had to wait for the order to get into the circuit, but wasn't it worth it? A fantastic sidecar race between those three outfits. I'm not decrying everybody else that was in the race. It was unfortunate for Matt Turner. There was just too much to make up there. They were absolutely flying in front of him. But a terrific final, and what a fantastic result to see Dave Steer back out racing here at Tunbridge. Him and Simon Beanie take the 1000cc sidecar final. This is the last of the qualifying rides for Super Cup tonight. And next time you'll see them will be in the B or the Big A final. And what a position for John Halsey to take. He's on this outside gate. We've seen all night that these outside gates have proved beneficial. Will they for the final? He's got a chance to test it now. As they get underway, he's certainly got the drive on. It's a long way round, but he's done exactly that. He's got himself to the front. Oh, that could be a little tip for the final, because of course the top scoring rider will get the choice of gate. It's a big, big gamble, but it certainly has proved beneficial for a lot of riders tonight to come from gate 6 and get themselves in front. Meanwhile, Paul Whiteland is trying to have a Paul Whiteland on the inside of John Halsey and Jason Glennie. The two of them locked together and they both go very, very wide. That's allowed another crew to come through on the inside, and they sort themselves out, and it is Paul Whiteland that's got through. So Paul Whiteland, who drove hard into the side of John Halsey, they sort themselves out, and it is Paul Whiteland that's got the lead. Rob Winterburn, in fact, who's come through on the inside. Now the one I was looking for was Miles Simmons. He needs a win really here to get a position in the A final, and at the moment he's sitting back in 4th place. So will John Halsey fight back? He knows that even finishing in 3rd he qualifies for the final, but that might not give him first choice of gate. And as I'm sure that everybody will tell me, they don't really get the chance to think about all these permutations when they're out there. The best thing to do is just to concentrate and go for the highest possible position. And that looks like what John Halsey's doing as he goes down the back straight, trying to get around the outside of Rob Winterburn. As he teased him to go wide on the exit of the bend, now finds a way through on the inside. Oh, that was a terrific turn from John Halsey, but Rob Winterburn comes back at him. Well, that was close on the line between those two. I hadn't even seen the checkered flag because I thought that they had another lap to go.
Oh, yes.
Royal Rob Wilson, I'm sure a lot of you are saying, is back in Mark Edwards has seen it. He tries to clear the gap on the inside. Craig Cheatham and Clive Reynolds still there in fourth place, but now Mark Edwards wants to scratch it. But then it means either Matthews can turn the power on and pull away from him. But John Hornsey right on the back of his sidecar. Where did he get that drive from him? Find a way through. Mark Edwards must be wondering what he's going to do to try and save it. And on the exit, again he pushes hard. It's the last lap they've seen this time. I don't think anybody could predict who's going to do this one. But I imagine Matthews says you can knock me all the time if you want, but I'm going to do it. He takes it. Iron Matthews and Ian Weatherly win a fantastic battle from John Hornsey and Johnson Granny. They tried absolutely everything. A terrific final, and let's not take it away from Mark Edwards. He got in by the skin of his teeth. That brilliant win in his last heat got him in the final, and he's finished third. He must have wondered what on earth was going on in front of him. A terrific race in those two crews.
And Tony Miles in second. Royce Bradbury and Steve Ketchum go around the outside and trying to get that lead away from Mick Cave. They've gone the long way round. It's Rob Wilson that looks to have the best of the challenges though, but he goes in tight into this top end. Tries to ride away through. Inside Mick Cave now knows the Rob Wilson is there. He turns the barrel back on going down the back straight. Still just with the lead, Mick Cave and Dean Bartholomew. Rob Wilson and Tony Miles closer all the time though. Royce Bradbury now getting up close as well. He's in third spot and looks as if he could make a challenge for second or if not first. Those three have got away with the lead. He's finalised the battle for his first place. Rob Wilson again looks to get his outfit on the inside. But Mick Cave closes the gap once again. And I'm looking at the back of the field as well. Tim Bennett has now started to get motivated as well and starts to work his way through. But these three outfits still locked together in this battle for first, second and third. Rob Wilson again tries to find it. Now again a big place to get that wall back in front. Royce Bradbury anxiously watching what's going on in front of him. As you can see, that battle at the back has hotted up as Tim Bennett and Steve Hargraves has got faster and faster and has got up into fourth place. Well, still this very close battle for first place. Then Mick Cave just managed to hang on to the lead. Together as they go into that bottom bend. Again you can see Mick Cave drive. Royce Bradbury comes in hard into the back of Mick Cave. Rob Wilson now has moved through and Royce Bradbury with that move has got up into second. Just one more lap. Forced by Mick Cave. So he's got that second place and goes after Rob Wilson as they go into this last bend. Rob Wilson and Tony Miles leading as they went into the bend, but Royce Bradbury go the long way round, and is he going to get him on the last bend? As indeed they see the checkered flag go, it's going to be a win for Rob Wilson and Tony Miles. But only just for Lloyd Risley and Steve Benjuson. Vic Cave was so long the early leader. Back in third place as he went across the line, and Tim Bennett finishing in fourth.
Coming to the line in grid 1 is Ken Lane and Mark Edwards. Grid 2, John Hiscock and Shane Lapham. Grid 3, Rob Wilson and Vince Jones. Grid 4, Shane Baker, Glinda Martin. Grid 5, Steve Jurson and Keith Wall. And grid 6, Martin Baker and Shane Cann. That's the lineup, of course, so we look to see what will happen in race 20. And as they get underway, it is indeed making the break. Martin Baker goes into the first corner. Ken Lane has gone after them on the inside, powering it into that top end. I can see that Robbie Wilson has gone back to his Grasstrack outfit. He's now gone back to his Grasstrack outfit and holds second place. As you see Shane Baker getting close to Ken Lane, they're going into that pit bend. Ken Lane still there in second place. There's Robbie Wilson's gone wide. It looked like Rob Wilson was in second, but Ken Lane has moved through. Rob Wilson, as they went past me, they looked to just have it to those going on a very, very wide line. Well, the outfit's lucky this time. On the ground there is both Rob Wilson and Ken Lane close right up on the back wheel of Martin Baker. Rob Wilson again goes very, very wide. Ken Lane has opted for the inside line. They come past me again. That is indeed Rob Wilson goes around the outside of Martin Baker. But that's a very, very wide line that Rob Wilson is riding. He's leaving the gap for Ken Lane to come through. Down the back straight we go once more, and Martin Baker is still there, but Robbie Wilson trying for it on the outside again. Vince Jones right down on the bottom of that running board, looks to get every ounce of grip they can as they look to go past Martin Baker. It's close on the line, but there's one more lap to go. Steve Jurson that goes right up on them as well. It's getting very, very tight at the front of this one. Are we going to see yet another close finish? Fourth place. What a fantastic sidecar race that turned out to be. Well, I certainly wouldn't have liked to predict who was going to win it on the end of that third lap. But what a tremendous finish. It seems whatever race Steve Jurson and Keith Wall are in, it's going to be a close finish. On grid 1, Ken Hicks, John Peters. Grid 2, Nick Bromroller, Chris Spires. Grid 3, Russelling and Paul Urich. Grid 4, Alan and John Blewett. Grid 5, Mike Cameron and Paul Randall. And grid 6, right up there with 35 points as well, Roger Misa and Steve Bailey. So we've seen Richard Piggott increase his title challenge with 10 points, making him a running total of 45. This is of course very unofficial, but coming to the line we've got the other two top runners. He says Robbie Wilson's gone wide. It looked like Rob Wilson was in second, but Ken Lane has moved through. Rob Wilson, as they went past me, they looked to just have it to those going on a very, very wide line. Well, the outfit's lucky this time. On the ground there is both Rob Wilson and Ken Lane close right up on the back wheel of Martin Baker. Rob Wilson again goes very, very wide. Ken Lane has opted for the inside line. They come past me again. That is indeed Rob Wilson goes around the outside of Martin Baker. But that's a very, very wide line that Rob Wilson is riding. He's leaving the gap for Ken Lane to come through. Down the back straight we go once more, and Martin Baker is still there, but Robbie Wilson trying for it on the outside again. Vince Jones right down on the bottom of that running board, looks to get every ounce of grip they can as they look to go past Martin Baker. It's close on the line, but there's one more lap to go. Steve Jurson that goes right up on them as well. It's getting very, very tight at the front of this one. Are we going to see yet another close finish? Fourth place. What a fantastic sidecar race that turned out to be. Well, I certainly wouldn't have liked to predict who was going to win it on the end of that third lap. But what a tremendous finish. It seems whatever race Steve's going to keep Waller in, it's going to be a close finish.
So really just one place that is important in this B final. Up to the times we get underway. Remember it's a win that is required. John Hiscock going all the way around the outside. Simon Ball is on the inside of him. Steve Smith in third place at the moment. So John Hiscock and Nick Waters. Look at Steve Smith coming through at the moment. He's gone right up the inside of Simon Ball. The two of them together as they go into that bottom turn. And then John Hiscock and Nick Waters now with the pack behind them. Steve Smith and Carl Squirrel into second place. Very close to the back wheel of John Hiscock. Remember, this is 6 laps. Simon Ball and Kevin Jones still there in third. Matt Promola still in fourth. But Simon Ball trying the outside line on that bottom turn. Remember, this is 6 laps. John Hiscock has taken the outside. Well, it's all got very, very close again as they go into that pit bend. Simon Ball going all the way around the outside. And Steve Smith is trying the inside. Both of them going round now to try and get past John Hiscock. Simon Ball around the outside. Steve Smith on the inside. Remember, this is all about one place that's important. That one win will take it to the final. Steve Smith with Simon Ball on the outside as they go round that pit bend. There's problem for Stefan Cartwright as they pull off. But all the action is right at the front where we expected it to be. Simon Ball goes very, very wide. Steve Smith has got it back again. Steve Smith and now John Hiscock's coming back. John Hiscock on the inside of Simon Ball has found a gap. He's come through. Can he get through on the inside of Steve Smith? Tremendous Sidecar racing as they go into this pit bend for what is the 4th time. And then we'll complete their full lap as they come to me. But Steve Smith has lost it again and Simon Ball is going down the outside. Simon Ball has got into the front and Steve Smith again tries to come back in. He's gone wide. That means that John Hiscock is back in on the scene. As they go into the last lap, John Smith is going to try and get Simon Ball and Kevin Jones. They've got one more lap to complete. It's all getting close again. John Hiscock is bound to have a go on that last turn. Simon Ball and Kevin Jones all the way down the back straight, leading in this B final. They know it means a place in the A final. They know it's important. They hold the line. They know what they've done. They got into their final. Great ride from John Hiscock and Nick Waters. Oh, a tremendous ride from Steve Smith and Carl Squirrel. Fabulous Sidecar racing. It was an important one. They knew that only one place counted.